TikTokers really are some of the worst content creators. Don't get me wrong, some streamers are really quite awful, but TikTokers just get their fame with such ease and so quickly that in most circumstances, you're gonna get the wrong person famous. At least when it comes down to streamers, they've been in the kind of space for years already, and then they've earned that kind of position. They may not still be a good person, but at least they've been there for a while to kind of know how to act to some extent. But TikTokers, they can get famous overnight. It's ridiculous. Anyway, a TikToker by the name of Gabrielle Egan, she has about 4 million followers on TikTok, has just committed a heinous crime. It is terrible. Now, popular TikToker Gabrielle Egan was arrested by local Nashville police after they were called by a restaurant to defuse an argument between Egan and a waitress. According to the initial report, Egan caused disruptions after she reportedly bumped into a waitress while dining at Rippy's Honky Tonk on Broadway. Now, I'm not American, so I had no clue what this kind of restaurant, I suppose, was. And I searched up, and it's such a homely little place. It really saddens me. I'm going to put a picture of it up now. They've got music playing. They've got kind of like a nice kind of Western feel to it, I guess. Wild West vibe, I guess. I don't know. But man, it saddens me that a piece of shit like this is just ruined it. Anyway, let's get into what she's done. So after bumping into the waitress, Egan allegedly told the worker, "You need to watch out." Following these comments, Egan is said to have hit the employee on the right side of her head, according to the arrest record. The waitress then notified the restaurant security, who proceeded to call the police. So, this TikToker, for almost no reason at all, bumped into a woman, said, "You better watch out," like a fucking badass, and then punched her on the side of the head. What normal, sane person does this? I honestly am certain this is the kind of shit that fame does to the wrong person. From there, the police arrived at the scene and spoke with the waitress to get a clear picture of the situation at hand. While the conversation was happening, Egan reportedly pushed another Rippy's Honky Tonk worker and was threatening other patrons outside the restaurant. So at this point, this girl was just going ape shit. She didn't care who was in her way. Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, she didn't care. If they were in her way, she was striking them down with complete force. I really do feel like maybe this TikToker just been watching too many Sigma edits and she thought this was her kind of breaking point where she is now the one who knocks, because this is only the beginning of the madness that she somehow managed to cause. The TikToker was then detained and taken by police to the nearby station. Once Egan was taken to the police station, further conflict arose when officers were trying to take her into custody. So I can just imagine here she's like got handcuffs on, you know, behind her back, and she's just fucking wiggling around trying to cause chaos like some complete meth head. I mean, if you look at her mugshot, I'm gonna put up a picture now. I hate that face, by the way, that smug look of, yeah, I've done something cool. You can't imagine this bitch hurting a fly. I mean, seriously, she's the kind of fucker to try and hit a bee and somehow manage to kind of whip her own hand around and smack herself in the eye. That is the kind of bitch that I imagine she is. Anyway, while she was wiggling around trying to cause problems in the police station, the arrest warrant reveals that during this time, Egan lunged forward, headbutting an officer in the jaw, causing their lip to swell up. At this point, I feel like, especially if you're a police officer, you just want to hit her with a battle axe. Like, you just want to kill her, because she seems like the worst kind of human being there is. I mean, yeah, we have murderers and stuff like that, but she's a famous TikToker. I can imagine all she was talking about is, wait until my fans hear about this, and I'm gonna get my lawyer involved, and yeah, I'm famous and all that shit like that. I can just imagine what she was like at the scene, and then she thought she was just entitled to go around and start fucking hitting people because she had TikTok money. Anyway, the TikToker was then transported to booking and charged with assault causing bodily injury to a first responder. However, the waitress did not want to prosecute, and no other victims spoke out against her. Now, personally, if I was the waitress, I would be suing her. I wouldn't just be pressing charges, I would be suing her. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what you could really sue someone for in this position. I suppose maybe negligence, I guess. I don't know. But wow, how awful is this woman? I just don't like her. That smug look as well on her face. Oh my gosh, I hate it. I genuinely do not like it. Anyway, hopefully there's an update about this and she gets some sort of prison time. I hope. Or maybe like 6 months would be fair enough for her. I think any longer than that, she'd probably just die in prison from boredom. I can imagine it really was the TikTok brain that got to her. She's been watching, you know, her Sigma edits and stuff like that with the Miss You by Oliver Tree. I can just imagine that. She's going through it. She's watching people get beaten up and she's like, yeah, this is me. Oh, gives me chills. I hate people like this. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. I hope she gets terrible prison time. That's about it. Yep. See you. Bye. Bye.